I don't think I have any secret lovers that I'm aware of. And I'm not friendly with any exes, really. Mm-hmm. But when I'm at the altar and the priest says, speak now or forever hold your peace, if no one speaks, my feelings will be hurt. My feelings will be hurt. I will be like, really? Nobody? Nobody's secretly in love with me? That's going to hurt my feelings. That's going to hurt my feelings.
So you'll be upset if nobody goes, wait.
Yeah, so
what
for
if
example,
it's somebody you don't even know?
We're at the altar, and then the
even better.
Yeah, even better. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Someone say, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Okay.
This is me looking at my husband.
If these two don't belong together, speak now or forever hold your peace.
And this is what I'm going to do. Really? Nobody's in love with me. Not a single. I will be pissed.
How do you think your husband would feel? That you're like...
I think he'd kind of be like, oh, wow, no one wants her? I guess I'm good.
He'd be like, actually, I'm good.
He'd be like, oh, I thought
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I thought it was getting like a hot commodity, but I guess no one else was interested.
I was just talking about that with someone. Like, does that actually happen at weddings, though? Do they still say that part?
I feel like they stopped doing it, but they should bring it back. I feel like...
Totally.
Some drama.
Yeah. Well, I had some drama at a wedding that I brought Caroline to.
It was awesome.
It was an incredible experience.
It was great.
It was probably the greatest wedding I'll ever go to, and probably anyone in my life will ever go to.
Well, also, I think it was my first, like...
Even your own?
No, I think probably.
It's the greatest wedding of all time.
I'd never been, so I'm from Texas. I've never been to like a Long Island East Coast wedding. So
Yeah.
I just want to let you guys know where I'm coming from. First of all, every wedding I've been to has been, almost all of them have been a buffet.
Yeah, that's another thing. So we went to a wedding together before this in the South, and the South doesn't do weddings right. They just don't.
They don't.
They
they're
don't.
Catholic.
Weddings are about one thing: the food. They're about the
They're
food,
cheap.
the food and the alcohol too. If you have a problem, which a lot of people do, but it's mainly about the food.
It's Long Island, honey.
It's Long Island and other places too. But in the South, we went to a wedding. Like the food, I swear to God, I turned to Caroline and go, you know who would like this food? And she goes, who? And I said, Daisy, your dog. Because they fed us absolute slop.
He goes, you could hide a pill in this.
Yeah, you could hide a pill in this food and I'll eat it. Like flea medication. That's how bad. It was literally like beans and meat in a gravy mixed together. It was
It's like the driest chicken.
and it was the driest meat, and it was like and by the way, huge wedding. There was like 4 trays of food, and we had to serve ourselves, and it was like
That's like
paper
every
plates.
wedding in Texas. And I didn't realize that like
By the way, everything else in this wedding, super nice. The decorations, where they did it, so nice, and it's like as if they only had $48 for the food budget left. It was so gross. I remember I wouldn't shut up about how pissed off I was. I was just like, this food, I was like, people are hearing me. I'm like, this is absolute dog food. This is garbage.
Did you invite him as a punishment?
no, it
No,
was
I
actually
invited
his
her.
family.
That's the thing. It was someone that I know's wedding.
Okay, so it's cocktail hour, which
Yeah.
I literally would have thought
Okay, so
was
this is-
dinner.
this
I
is a
couldn't
different
believe
wedding,
it.
by the way.
This
This is
is
a
the
different
This
wedding.
is the Long Island. So at the
Yeah.
Long Island wedding, it's cocktail hour. I couldn't believe the amount of food. I thought
Yeah.
this was dinner.
And that's the best
And
part
then we
of
sat down
weddings.
and there was more food.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and it was good food too. Like it wasn't
Great
like the
food.
Texas wedding. Like the food was so good.
And every section had like it was like, this is the Italian section, this is the Asian
Yeah,
section,
exactly.
this is sushi, this is like
Mediterranean
prime
section.
rib over here, this is fresh seafood over here. It was incredible.
It was incredible.
And that's the best part of weddings. If you are going to spend money on a wedding, put it into the food. That is the most important part. Forget the DJ live band. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
all
who
right?
gives a fuck?
I want to eat mini versions of grilled cheese and a little thing that I could dip a sauce in.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I
yeah,
want to eat.
yeah.
All right. So we go to this wedding.
I want a stuffed mushroom.
I want a stuffed mushroom.
When was the last time you had a good stuffed mushroom?
I want a shish kebab. I want someone walking around with shish
I want a
kebabs.
tiny beef Wellington.
Yeah. Oh, a micro.
tiny
Yeah, I want
beef Well-
tiny versions
I
of
want
everything.
it to look like a child
Yeah.
made this. It's so small and delicate, but it has all the flavor. How did they get the
I don't
chicken
know how
pot
they
pie
do it.
crust?
It's perfect.
It's so good.
It's scientific. Anyway, those are the best part of weddings. So little tip, if you're getting married, put all your money into the
The
food.
food.
So
Totally.
you'd rather
Okay.
be in like a garage,
If the
no
food-
music playing.
If the food is
yeah,
middle
honestly,
of
yeah.
nowhere.
Now here's
Yeah.
another thing about me.
As a guest.
Yeah, another thing about me, and this is a whole nother thing. I really don't like weddings. I really don't. okay? I don't want to dance, okay, with old people that I don't know, or people I talked to in college I haven't talked to in 10 years, or relatives I haven't speak to forever. I just want to I want to go. I want to be like, good for you. Eat some food, and then I kind of want to leave. Right? Does anyone feel this way too? Maybe it's because I don't really drink as much. I feel like there's people out there who look forward to weddings because they can just get fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's weird because people dream of their weddings, and then the older I get, the more I'm like, guys, this is kind of gay.
If you're getting married, you'd be like, can you guys leave? Please.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, well, I invited you, but I kind of invited you as a bit, to be nice because we've been friends. Yeah. I didn't think you'd come.
Yeah. Anyway, this wedding we went to, it was phenomenal. The drama of it began when we ran into the person who was going to give the best man speech, which is, by the way, I don't know why, but so many people, I've been to so many weddings where one of the people giving the speeches kind of fucks up. Either
it's like a rite of passage.
Yeah, too drunk or did an awful job. There's usually a person that does a great job and then someone that just fucking shits the bed. And it's, by the way, it's always the guy who shits the bed.
Oh, I see. I actually feel the opposite. I always feel like the guy does a roast and everyone's like, haha, he's so funny.
Oh, really?
And then the girl goes up and gives a heart.
But it's always better.
A ballad, and people are kind of not listening.
They're over it. But it is better to go sad at a wedding. Everyone thinks it's supposed to be funny, but
it's a hard crowd to please.
It's hard to be funny.
There's so many different generations.
Oh my God, the oldest people ever. And then just
the oldest people
ever.
They have the grandma on the wheelchair. She's has her oxygen tank behind her.
Yeah. Well, do you know that certain people that are really towards the end of their life, one of the reasons they live longer is because sometimes they have a wedding coming up, and internally their body knows there's a wedding, so it keeps them alive until the wedding, or maybe there's a baby coming, so they'll live until that happens, and then right after that they'll die.
Yeah, now there's a ton of grandmas that are just holding on for Thursday because it's the new episode of Severance.
Yeah,
and then after the new episode of Severance, they can finally die.
So the first character we run into, and by the way, me and Caroline almost had a main character type.
It was awesome.
Flow through this because we met all the proper people until the big thing happened. So we talked to the guy who's doing the best man speech. He's a younger guy. He's the younger brother of the groom.
He's definitely a class clowny.
He's one of those guys who thinks he's very funny, but just has never been funny in his entire life. Yeah. Has never said anything funny. He's just been kind of like me.
Listener of the pod.
Kind of like me.
Listener of the pod. Brother who never.
Yeah. But he's like, oh my God, you guys are comedians. I wrote the best roast for my brother. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, dude, everyone's going to love it. It's going to be a great roast. It's going to be incredible. And I remember telling him yeah, that's great. Just make sure you wrap it up with hey, just kidding. Love you. Welcome to the family. Blah, blah. End it on a positive note because I could feel, I could sense that he wouldn't do that. Right. So we run into him. He tells us how great his speech is.
Yeah.
Then we run into his mother who's loves.
She's I had to read a speech.
Yeah, she's like, oh my God, my son, he's giving the speech. I didn't love it. I read it. I didn't love it.
I told him he couldn't do that one joke.
Yeah, she's like, he has one joke I told him he couldn't do. He's going to do it. It's fine. Right? So she's kind of giving the green light to the speech.
She's kind of giving the mom who's my son. Oh,
yeah,
he's
she's
a little crazy.
It's silly.
Boy mom.
This is
boy mom.
By the way, this is how big was this wedding? It was huge.
Huge.
It was a massive wedding. It was in a big hall. The food was great. Finally, we get in there. It's time for the speeches. And the boy who we were talking to goes up there. Okay? He starts out very typical. He's roasting all the groomsmen, right? He's like, oh, you're short. You're gay.
You're bald.
You're bald. And it's like, ha, ha, ha. Then he starts roasting all of the bridesmaids one by one.
Girl.
And
he starts off with one. He's like, Stephanie, you're a total bitch.
Yeah. There weren't even jokes.
And then he goes to the next one. He goes, Alexis, you've kind of hooked up with
Oh, yeah. He was just he goes everyone knows you're a bitch. Everyone knows you're a whore. By the way, so he's doing this, okay? As he's saying it, he's getting gas for the crowd.
The crowd starts talking.
Yeah. And in fact, the crowd starts
my
murmuring
God.
after he's talking.
And it's growing after every
It
punchline.
goes
It's getting
more.
yeah.
But I will say this: he did have good showmanship because he knew
He knew to wait.
He did know he would deliver these lines like, "Everyone knows Bethany slept with all of her friends."
And it's like,
instead of
whoa.
continuing to talk, he waited for the crowd to like react, and he would like sit in it like a good comedian would. So I will say, good stage presence.
Yeah, great stage presence.
Even though he was hammered, by the way, he was so drunk. So he's doing this, and then he's like,
How are the bridesmaids reacting?
"Oh, well,
They're in shock.
They were on the other side. We couldn't see how they were reacting, but the reaction of the crowd was very negative. Like people were like,
people were not happy.
yeah. So he would do that. You're a bitch. You slept with everyone. Then he went to one. He was just like, I remember when I was 16 years old and you tried to hook up with me, and like he was kind of like,
And then he was like, and I know you're still trying today.
yeah, and he was like,
Yeah, he was like, I know you're dying to get with me.
Yeah, he was really crazy stuff. So, and then he ends the speech by going like, instead of saying like, "Welcome to the family," to the wife, he like was like, "We know we want like I know my mom wants some grandchildren, so like brother, don't pull out tonight." And then he dropped the mic.
I forgot.
By the way, he was the first one to speak, so the other person had to like pick it up.
So by the way, you can see that like the brother, the groom,
Yeah.
is physically uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
But like is not doing anything about it.
Nothing. Well, you know, I don't even know what you would do.
And then the bride is like, hello, like
Yeah.
they're not like no one is really laughing along.
So like that happens, and then another person goes up and gives
The brother of the bride goes up, who seemed like a sweetheart.
He was the nicest guy.
He like seemed like a little nervous.
Nicest
He
guy.
was like, Jessica has really always been.
Jessica's everyone, by the way.
Yeah, let's just have everybody be
everyone's named
Jessica.
Jessica.
She was like,
Yeah.
he was like, my big sister Jessica. I've always looked up to you in many ways.
Yeah.
It's like when our parents got divorced, and
When our parent, yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean, like talking about like you were there for me.
It was so heartfelt. It was like I didn't
so
have friends.
sweet.
My sister
The
was my best
complete
friend. It was like
opposite.
hard. Yeah, especially
Without
from,
you, I don't know what I would do.
exactly.
Yeah.
It was a great speech. It was very heartfelt. It felt
Woof.
great. So then it
But
ends.
it was hard to hear because
Oh
everyone
yeah, that's
was
right.
talking.
That's right. So he was doing it to a crowd that was in a frenzy.
No one was listening.
Yeah. So after it all ends, there's a silence.
And by the way, we're sitting here. We're watching the that's in the middle, like the dance
dance
floor,
floor is in the middle.
and then on the other side is where the wedding party
family
is. Yeah.
So we're on the friend side. That's the family side. We have a view of what's going on over there. After the speeches are done, everyone sits down.
No,
and
it
then-
was during the brother speech.
No, it wasn't during the speech. It was after. I remember this.
Okay.
So so one of the boyfriends of one of the bridesmaids,
The bridemaid that he was like, you've gotten with everyone and
Yeah.
you want to get with me.
gets up, walks over to where the best man is. Now, at this point, they had already handed out. By the way, this goes back to food. They had already handed out a Caesar salad for everyone.
Yeah.
So more food.
Yum.
Wow. How great.
How you couldn't
This
be
is
angry.
fantastic.
You couldn't be angry.
Dinner and a show.
Yeah.
Wow. This is a wedding. Okay, so we're like, oh, Caesar salad, yay! So they
Side
hand
note.
out the Caesar
I
salad.
mean.
The boyfriend of the bridesmaid takes the back of the head of the groomsman,
The best man.
the best man, sorry, and smashes it into the Caesar salad.
God, I love Long Island.
Right? Which then causes, and we're on the other side of the, so we're very far away, but we see this. It erupts into a massive fight.
Even the grandma in the wheelchair with the
Yeah,
oxygen
the
tank
grandma's
is
like getting in on it. Like a huge fight erupts. People are just grabbing each other. There's a kid, I don't know if you know this part of the story, but there's a kid who kind of looks like the best man, who isn't the best man. He just kind of looks like him. He got punched in the face because they thought that he was the best man. So a random guy who didn't give a speech at all just gets knocked out
That's awesome.
because he looks like the groomsman. A huge fight erupts. Grown dads are like restraining younger men. It all kind of goes out into the hallway. The groom sees this. He gets up and he storms out, right? And while this happens, the DJ's like, all right, well, now it's time to dance for the couple. And like starts playing like, I'm coming up, coming.
I want the
the
world to know.
So then,
wait, we sound so good. Copyright infringement.
copyright infringement, yeah. So then, you know, I look at Carol. I'm going like, do you see this? And we're all just like,
For the rest of the night, every time
Yeah.
you go into the hallway, there's just
Oh,
like people
the
crying
hallway.
and fighting.
the hallway of this wedding was like the Maury Povich
It was
show.
electric.
It was. There were people crying. Fights were still kind of breaking out. It was really depressing, especially if you had to go to the bathroom because you had to walk through.
Now,
that.
I want to remind you that the mom said that she read over his speech.
The mom read over the speech and
what do
greenlit
you think the one joke was?
I have to think it was the one about like
The girl.
sleeping with everyone. But I still, as a mother,
There's
you're
so
like, this
many
is my other
incorrect.
son's wedding. I'm looking at all the things that, and by the way, he did say everything that he wrote down. So like, I'm the mother. I'm looking at all these awful things, and I'm okaying that.
That's
like,
crazy.
I just.
So then we're on the dance floor, and
Oh yeah, so the fight breaks out. I look at Caroline. I'm like, we have to dance because we have to make this normal.
yeah, which was good of you. So we start
Yeah.
dancing, and we're like, yeah, woo! There's these two bridesmaids on the dance floor who come to me, and they're like, oh my god, I love your videos. And I was like, how crazy that guy's speech. Can you believe he called that one bridesmaid a bitch? And they go, well, have you met her?
Yeah, they were like, wow, it wasn't wrong. Yeah, they were, which is really funny.
Which was so funny.
But the entire time, so we're like trying to dance all night.
Yeah.
No one could really effectively dance because everyone was trying to dance and gossip at the same time. So we're like, come fucking see that.
They're in the hallway right now. Wait, go to the bathroom and see
Dad
it.
punched him. You see that?
It's crazy.
Like we're dancing but gossiping at the same time.
There was one bridesmaid that was really beautiful, by the way, which comes into
Yeah.
play later. So, anyways, then later they're like, there's a special guest
Oh, yeah.
that's gonna come out and they go, everyone look at the back of the room for the special guest. They put a spotlight on the door. We're waiting, and then this like uncle comes in and kind of looks around.
And uncle walks in. We're like, is that like a long lost father or something? We didn't know. But like they were hyping.
He walks in and then he
They're
leaves.
hyping a special guest, and I'm thinking like, who could it be? Could it be like someone from like the Jersey Shore?
Yeah, I
or,
was like, is
some
there a
micro
special?
celebrity?
And this is like later in the night. Like we have 30 or 45 minutes left of this wedding.
Yeah. So
Everyone get your glow sticks. There's a special guest coming. They move. A 7-foot-tall transformer.
oh my god,
walks.
yeah, literally a light up. It looked like Master Chief from Halo, but with like EDM version with all these lights. He was so tall. He was on stilts.
Yeah,
By
but
the
you
way,
could
you
see.
you could look inside and see the poor.
It was a Hispanic
man.
who like was like definitely like 5'2", and like they had him in like this like costume to make him like 7 feet, and it was like glow
It
up.
was just a robot,
And
a
then
giant robot.
This like really attractive bridesmaid who I guess must have been drunk or something, kind of starts like
Oh yeah, so
dancing
he's
on
in,
him.
So the robot's in the floor dancing. We're all just like, I guess we
He's
dance
like
around. I guess we
this.
dance around the giant robot, who by the way is so big and clunky he could just like kill us.
But
with
by
one
the way,
step.
we can also see the
Yeah, we
man
also can
inside
see
there,
inside of it.
who's like obviously like
He's sweating his
Yeah.
balls off in there too.
that poor guy.
So then then there's like an attractive woman at the wedding, and she's just like kind of like.
Oh no!
and not as like a bit either.
No, she was like fully like
Oh my god!
horny for the robot.
It was awesome.
So yeah, that was the way we left, and we had just the greatest time. It
We
was
had the
so
greatest
fun.
time. And then I've been thinking about what do I want at my wedding, right? Like,
Yeah.
well, first of all, the first dance, I've always said I want my first dance to be Versace on the Floor by Bruno Mars.
Yeah, you have said that, which is an interesting choice
Yeah.
for sure.
Take it off for me now, girl. Versace on the floor. And I want to be a chair dance, and I want there to be a costume change.
Chair dance
Chair dance.
for what you're gonna.
Like this, like, take it off for me.
Who are you doing this to?
Like Taylor Swift vigilante shit in the Eras tour.
Yes, Taylor Swift
Oh,
vigilante
you're doing
shit.
this to your groom, to the husband.
Yeah.
Or to
Okay.
your
In
dad.
front of-
Because the first dance is supposed to be with your dad.
Well, we'll skip that.
Okay, the third
Yeah.
dance.
Okay.
Third
okay.
dance. So okay, you're
Well,
doing.
I mean, if my dad can get the choreo down. Underneath the chandelier.
so you're okay. So you're.
And
so,
are you singing
so-
it too?
I love that
so
dress, but
people-
you don't need it anymore.
And by the way, so this is you chair dancing on your husband. This is me in the audience just eating filet mignon as you're doing this.
Yeah, my family's just kind of like.
Your family's like they're just sitting there like so you're okay. You're chair
I
dancing.
know, but they're like, yeah, they went to dance classes. They took dance classes.
Okay, so you're doing a
112
chair
of them.
dance. Does it evolve from there?
Yeah, there's like, like I take off my wedding dress, I have a smaller wedding dress on underneath.
So this costume changes.
A smaller, tighter one.
Yeah. And then by the end of the dance, like I want everyone grinding.
Okay.
Family members,
Now just one costume change.
friends. Oh, there'll be many costume changes.
Okay.
Spotlight.
So you do okay. So you have you're wearing your wedding dress
Yes.
with a costume underneath it the whole day. right?
Yeah.
No,
Of
it's
course.
like if you had seen like Midnight Rain into like the bodysuit into like Midnight Rain
weirdest.
into
Are we-
vigilante shit, like
Are we-
you
oh,
would
this is-
you
these are
would get what
Taylor's
we were
Midnight
talking about.
Rain. What is that?
Midnight Rain.
All right.
At one point, I want to go, and I want my Benson Boone, like my dress, like rip in half.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Versace on the, and then the bridge of Versace on the floor goes, it's warming up, can you feel it? It's warming up, can you feel it? And this is where like all my family members start grinding. Can you feel it, baby?
On you?
No, like on each other. Seems like you're
Felt
ready
better.
for more. Let's just kiss till we're naked. It's the whole song,
At
by
this
the
point,
way.
your grandma's grinding too.
Well, my grandmas are dead, but
Okay,
yeah,
well,
from heaven.
From heaven.
From heaven.
Okay. R.I.P. We covered that last episode.
Yeah.
2 episodes ago.
From heaven. And then the other thing we talked about was a murder mystery wedding where
Oh, yeah.
I'll be walking down the aisle. And by the way, none of the guests will know.
This is something.
None of the guests will know.
This is definitely a must thing to do in your wedding moving forward because
None of the
it's so
wedding
great.
guests will know. Walking down the aisle, me.
Why are you doing the Minions version of it? You can sing so beautifully, and yet you decide to go me.
So anyways, me, and
Yeah.
then the lights flicker on and off. On that's the organ.
Okay. What happens? You're having a seizure?
No, I just been shot.
Oh. In the throat. Yeah.
I fall to the ground.
Okay.
Everyone.
Gas. There's gas. They're like,
The groom runs down. He checks me. Oh my God. Help! Call the police. Help!
Yeah.
There's been a murder. And you're all suspects. Then we go to reception. Now in the reception,
They continue to the reception?
yeah. Well, we have to figure out who's
No,
the
so
murderer.
the audience, so they're very confused. They also think that you're dead, and then someone else will be like, "All right, time for hors d'oeuvres." They're like, "She's dead. What are you talking?" Like, no, just go with it.
Go with it.
Come on, shut
And
up.
then like all
Shut up. Go.
all the cocktails are like
Your parents are
the
like, "What's happening?"
the bloody bride.
Oh, they're all. That's
The
so
cocktails
funny.
are like
It's like, but it's also like
stabbed in
you
the
go
heart.
you go into the hall, and it's like you have like those shitty cobweb Halloween decorate. It's like
Yeah.
spooky.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So then I'm gonna like
you know what else I think you should do?
what?
You should also, you know how like what's that hotel that maybe closed down?
Cecil Hotel.
No, Hotel McKittrick, or where
Oh,
don't don't
yeah.
what's it called? Don't sleep. No
Sleep No More.
Sleep no more. You do a
The
sleep,
no sleeping.
the no sleep show.
The sleep or
the
no
tree?
sleeping.
Yeah, the sleep. Yeah, sleep or no sleeping. No, the Sleep No More show where it's kind of like in immersive theater.
The McKittrick Hotel.
But
yeah.
all of the
Yes.
waiters are part of immersive theater, and they're
Yes, we
gonna.
get
and
it.
they're gonna-
Exactly.
We get all the Ellen Stardust
Yeah.
diner waiters.
Yes, we'll get those waiters who can sing,
They're all
and
on
they'll be
rollerblades.
serving. They'll be bringing out the Caesar salad because obviously they'll have good food because we talked about how important that is.
And they'll be like Caesar salad. Hope it's not poisoned. Hope it's not your last.
Like the one that the bride ate before the reception, and then
Yeah.
So and that adds to
Enjoy your meal.
Builds a little. It's called world building.
Yeah.
You know?
Enjoy your meal. It might be your last.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Steak tartare.
I can't- and the-
It's bloody.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And I what I would love about that is all the old people would be so confused.
So then I'm gonna, of
That'd be
course,
great.
I'm gonna have like a costume change, but I
Mm-hmm.
also have the makeup artist stay and kind of do like a pale look,
Like a ghost.
like a ghost. Then I'll come back in my reception dress, but in chains,
Yes.
like a ghost, like an old
but
ghost.
we need the DJ to like have like thunder and lightning effect. Let's go flashing, and then you come in, you go,
Like a Christmas story.
"What have you murdered?" And people are just so confused at this point.
And then
they're almost angry.
and then like all of like the speeches will be like, Caroline was not just my sister but my best friend. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
was.
So then it becomes a funeral.
yeah. Oh yeah. Kind of
But
like
then
funeral.
Yeah.
also like all of the speeches, like there will be a detective on site.
And he'll just be walking around, like taking notes.
Yeah. And,
Yeah,
and,
someone
and
has to be a
everyone's
detective, yeah.
speeches,
Yeah.
everyone's speeches, like there will be clues in the speeches. So all of like the groomsmen and the bridesmaids will have to do a speech, and then all of the other guests will have to deduce from the speeches who murdered you.
I do think it also should throw in elements of an escape the room as well. No one's allowed to leave until they solve it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
And if they don't solve it, they also die.
and
Wait, can we talk about escape rooms and safety, like fire hazards? Like, how is that a thing?
I've never done one. Have you done them?
No, you can definitely leave if there's a fire hazard.
But how could you leave if there's a fire hazard?
They open the door.
The staff
What?
would just
What are you
be like,
talking
"All right, it's
about?"
over."
How would they know that there's a fire hazard? Like,
Aren't they like listening to you the whole
What?
time?
They have cameras on you.
should we do an escape room? I didn't know you've never done
We have
one.
a long list of things that we are planning on doing.
We have to go to the perfect crime. Yeah.
We have to go to the indoor water park in New Jersey. We have to go to
One
that
time
play that you mentioned last two
Yeah,
episodes
perfect
ago.
crime. One time I did an escape room in Oklahoma, and and I think I'm dumb. These were some dum-dums, okay? It was a Halloween themed one, and there was a Ouija board, and it was like, check the Ouija board for the answer. These bitches all sat in a circle and put their fingers on the Ouija board. I was like, bitch, flip the Ouija board. They don't actually want us to
Now,
talk
how
to a
would you
spirit.
know a spirit's gonna come
They
and
don't
like?
want us to. It was like this key. The clue was underneath the board. I was like, they don't want us to actually talk to a spirit. Have you seen that girl online who's like, she like talks to the things and like the metals?
Yes, and she's always like, "Thank you."
Yeah, she did one that was so
Is
funny.
she on like live a lot? I think I've seen that.
Yeah, and she like holds the thing and she's like, "Is Britney Spears alive?" No, thank you. Is Britney Spears' body taken over by the government? Yes, thank you. And she like asks spirits questions.
I love her.
Me too.
Yeah,
I love
her.
I love people that are just fucking like, yeah, I'm just gonna lie all day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but things will like there'll be things that happen like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be raining. There'll be there needs to be obviously a detective.
And the most important element is that nobody knows that this is what's going to happen at the wedding.
Most important
People
element.
need to not have any idea that this is what your wedding's
But
gonna
here's
be.
the deal, like you said, dinner and a show. Like the problem with weddings, it's tired. It's unimaginative.
No, you're right. Weddings need to have a layer of entertainment to them. You need to have some type of performance, because really weddings are a performance when you think about it. Okay, you walk down
Totally.
the aisle.
People
This
clap,
whole
you have
procedure.
monologues.
There's
Yeah, there's
music.
monologues. There's music. There's a whole like. I mean, I don't even know if people do this anymore, but they like you put cake in each other's mouths or whatever.
Wait, do you want to know what like wedding trend was like really weird and we stopped doing it? Thank God, because it
What?
was kind of weird.
Was it the thing with
Garter
the?
Yes,
belt.
the
What is
garter.
that? What is that?
Ew.
It was
Ew,
weird,
ew.
and
I've
like
seen that
guys
in
would go
movies.
in and get it with their mouth. It was like weird.
Yeah. Well, what exactly? I never knew what that was.
So I learned about that last year.
Oh,
They had to,
I
like,
went
take
to a
off-
lot of weddings that did it. So the garter, I believe that like those were like used back in the day to keep stockings up. What were garter? I believe that they were used to keep, because stockings used to go like all the way up to your undies.
And what was it, like a symbol of like virginity
Yeah.
being taken away?
No. It was just kind of like it was like almost like a type of underwear, if that makes sense, because it would go all the way up to your stockings. So like it wasn't underwear as in it was keeping
Removing the bride's gardener during the reception and
But then they would
tossing
toss
it
it
to
to
the
the men,
single
like,
male. Ugh.
Ew.
With the
Sounds like the
belief that the
bouquet.
catcher will be the next to get married. Ew, this is
It's
the
just
male
like-
version of the bouquet.
Yes, you guys didn't do this.
Ew.
You guys
no,
didn't do this?
I don't even know what
Oh,
that
I've been
is.
to so many weddings that did it. But the thing that's weird is basically she'll sit down in a chair, Chris,
Yeah.
and then he'll put his hand in and get the garter, take it out, and then throw it to a man. But then like if people were like kind of like freaks, like he would go in with his mouth and get it.
Ew.
Yeah, it was gross.
And
Yeah,
then
that's
and then
gross.
throw
That's
your
super
basically
weird.
your
In
wife's
front of your
underwear
parents.
to all your bros.
Yeah.
Ew.
What a sick world we lived in. That's weird. I would never do that. It's also just so, like, the bouquet thing's cute. It's flowers, whatever, but like this is like weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's very weird. Traditions can be
Yeah,
weird.
like I go, what? Am I supposed to go in there and get his cup out of his, throw his cup in the...
Because as you know, all men wear athletic cups all day. And all
Well,
the
I
time.
can't get your underwear, obviously.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, you could, but it would require.
Oh,
some
okay.
ripping.
Instead of the garter, why doesn't he go in and get my tampon and throw it?
Ew.
Like, this gross.
My diva cup full of my
Yeah,
blood.
go get my
Oh
diva
my
cup
God.
and throw it to the men.
Yeah.
Ew.
And no reason not to like weddings right there.
Ew.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Did you see on the news that France, they want the Statue of Liberty back? Did you see that?
Yes, I did. It's crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's kind of like...
Fair?
I like...
It's
you know,
been
here's the
a
thing.
long time.
I mean, we're not giving it back. Like, are you crazy?
Where
Like,
would they even put it?
They couldn't... The thing is like...
Exactly. Do they have a storage
They don't
unit
have, they
big
have
enough?
space for
Do you
it.
have the storage unit big enough for the Statue of Liberty?
I don't think so.
I will say
you're gonna pay U-Haul for that?
she's out on an island we gave her own island.
Yeah.
It's like what they're going to put it next to the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is going to be like, okay, well, now I don't even feel special.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And like they don't have the space for her. I will say like it is Trump's America. Maybe Trump wants to put her in the kitchen.
Yeah, true.
Which is a scary thought.
One
because
thing-
she's never
Scary,
cooked
yeah.
a day in her life.
That's right. She's just a showgirl.
She's just a showgirl. She wasn't
Yeah.
meant to be tied
She was
down.
out there just.
Yeah. You know that she has the body
just out
of
here
the mistress
serving.
and the face of the mom? You know that?
No, what is that?
So the person who designed Statue of Liberty, who I don't know their name,
She has the body of
the body of his mistress and the face of his mom.
Why is Lady Liberty wearing such baggy clothing? What if they
Yeah,
like?
why is she at a toga party?
Imagine the Statue of Liberty was like really like had huge tits and like
She
a big
kinda
ass.
does have huge tits.
Does she?
Even if they're small for her body, her tits are huge.
Maybe we give the Statue of Liberty back to France. We make a new one that has a BBL.
Yeah.
I think maybe we just make a new Statue of Liberty that's a little bit represents a modern day.
a modern day America.
Yeah, like the face
Some
of
lip filler.
It has the face of Kim Kardashian.
It has the body of Kim Kardashian.
Okay, so it has the body of Kim Kardashian and the face
of like Kylie Jenner.
of like Kylie Jenner. That's the new Statue of Liberty. Is a hot body.
She's wearing a Fashion Nova bodycon dress.
Yes, Fashion Nova bodycon dress.
And instead of the tablet, she's holding an iPad.
Yeah, she's got
an iPad.
She's got an iPad and
And,
then
like, an iPhone?
No, a smoothie from Air One.
Yeah, she's got a smoothie from Air One.
Yeah, the new Statue of Liberty has an iPad and a smoothie from Air One.
And an amazing BBL.
Amazing BBL. And you can take an elevator up to the ass.
And she's wearing, yeah, you can take an elevator
up to the ass. There's an observation deck on the
yeah,
ass.
it's an observation deck on the ass.
Yeah.
And then instead of that like crown, she's wearing like kitten ears.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to say something crazy.
Okay.
Why doesn't the Statue of Liberty be a trans woman? Let's do something to be allies.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I'm over Trump's America. Statue of Liberty, let's make her trans.
Okay. Can you visit it? Is there an observation deck on that one too? You know how like
Yeah,
on
the balls are like
yeah, the balls are made out of glass, so you can go in
go.
them. Yeah. One thing I love about France is how fucking dramatic they are.
Yeah, me too.
Like do you know this about France? Anytime that their society has a minor inconvenience, those people fucking
Protest.
riot. No,
Yep.
they don't just protest. They riot. One time, I don't know what happened, but I think like the garbage workers were pissed off, so they started spraying human fecal matter.
What do you mean
it was the farmers, yeah.
spraying?
So the farmers started spraying shit all over the politicians' houses.
That's amazing.
They were so pissed off. And I love this. I love that France. We got to do that in America. We're not ballsy enough. We make fucking hats and we have signs. We got to start doing some real stuff.
I do think it's time for us to get mean.
We got to get mean.
I'm tired. Listen, obviously the voting isn't helping.
No.
Obviously if you don't like a politician, start bullying them.
Bully them. Really bully them.
And by the way, I want to say something else. We're fighting too much.
No.
We're fighting with each other
We have to
way
hey,
too much.
guess what? We're all the same, okay? All that other BS, like social politics
Oh,
stuff.
you don't like me because I'm liberal. You don't.
No.
I don't like you.
It's
Worse. Let's stop fighting with
let's
each other.
stop fighting.
Go to the top.
Let's
Yes.
turn to them and start bullying the shit out of them.
Yeah, no, exactly. Okay? And by the way, no rich person cares about you. I just want to say that.
Yeah, I do want to remind you that
if
no
you're
rich person cares
a
about you.
billionaire, okay? Like people. Here's the problem. People don't understand how much money billionaires have. They have so inconceivable amount of money, and you have so little money. And then you go to CVS, and now deodorant costs $12 for no reason. And you're like, oh, I guess inflation goes up. No, CVS is making record profits every single year.
And listen, there might be some people listening to this podcast who are going to comment shit, and they're going to be like, you dumb libtard. Stop
No.
fighting with me.
It's not.
Fight with them.
Fight with them.
Listen, guys.
They don't care if you
Pick
live
a
or die.
billionaire. Any billionaire. It does not matter.
And Luigi them in the fucking street.
Luigi them in their comments.
Just
Bully them.
Luigi them in their comments.
Yeah. Don't actually Luigi them because
Yeah.
like the thing about it. Well, I don't know. Why not?
Well, no.
Girl, fucking
you
go
can't. We
crazy.
can't murder people.
We can't murder people.
as much as we want.
You
to.
literally said in the last episode, there's never an excuse to murder.
There's never. An
I
excuse
was
to
editing
murder.
it. You were like literally like, why did the Mendez brothers kill their? You
Yeah,
literally
you
said
can't.
that.
I mean,
So-
don't kill people. Like you can ruin their lives in so many other ways.
Yeah, send them a death threat.
Sometimes being alive after something really bad about you comes out is worse than being dead.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So like, let's just expose people. Because by the way, every rich person They got some fucking secrets.
They do. And here, figure out what your strength is.
Yeah.
Is your strength, you're relentless, you're a troll, you could comment 1,000,000 times a day.
Yeah.
Are you just really fucking mean? Maybe you can do an amazing impression of them. We can deep fake it and have them say something racist.
Are you good at, use AI. Are you good at Photoshop? Can you make them look fatter than they are, but not too fat where it looks obvious? Just slowly a little bit fatter every time. So it's like a Demi Lovato effect with remember that picture of her?
A poot.
Yes.
Poot? Remember?
Can you poot Elon Musk? Can you poot Elon Musk?
We need to poot Elon Musk where Demi Lovato.
Wait, actually every photo of Elon Musk is a poot.
Yeah, that's true.
I hate to tell you that.
That's true.
No, but Elon Musk is crazy because he should be bullied. But like he is one of those people where like from high school where it's like he should have been bullied, but he defeated the odds.
I think he's so dumb socially that it bounces off of him. You know what I mean? But with Demi Lovato, that someone photoshopped a photo of Demi Lovato to be Poot, right?
And it was so real.
And it looked so real that Demi Lovato goes, "Oh, that's who I am. I'm Poot. I look like Poot." And then someone had to go, "No, someone photoshopped that."
Her body dysmorphia must be out of control.
Oh, I thought I was Poot. You know?
If you're a farmer and you have access to mass amounts of watery poop, get that watery poop, spray it. Pick a billionaire, any billionaire.
That's right. Spray it.
Spray that shit down.
I like how this podcast went from being like talking about how much you hate weddings to just full-on revolution talk.
So here's the deal. Something about Demi Lovato that you didn't realize is the frozen yogurt controversy. Now, can I explain what happened?
Sure.
Demi Lovato went to a frozen yogurt spot, not a chain.
Okay, a small business.
A small business.
Okay.
And she went through, and she got really triggered, and so she left the frozen yogurt shop.
What triggered her?
I'm about to tell you. She got on Instagram Live or something like that, and she posted this.
This was recent?
This is like an older video. It's just that Chris never saw it.
Okay. When did this happen?
Oh, forever ago.
Okay. So this is back when, because a few years ago, Demi Lovato was on a real tear.
3 years ago.
Okay. Well, that's not that long ago.
I'm so sorry if it got misconstrued.
Demi Lovato is coming under fire.
The rest of the weekend.
Demi Lovato is coming under fire after blasting a yogurt shop for selling sugar-free items.
I left that yogurt store and didn't get the yogurt that I wanted. And then I had a hard time the rest of the weekend.
So she basically gets there and she sees like sugar-free.
Wait, hold on. She blasts the yogurt place for selling sugar-free items.
And like fat-free yogurt.
Oh, so she was like, this is
like,
fat shaming?
I'm triggered. But then she says this amazing quote. I left the yogurt shop and I didn't get the yogurt I wanted. And then I had a hard time all weekend. Oh. It's awesome.
I also like that voice in the video. Demi Lovato was too fat. Now, but
she really never has ever been.
No,
fat.
She's never been fat.
That's the cool thing that's so crazy about body dysmorphia.
Demi Lovato lights a small business owner on fire.
It's just so funny, and she's just so cute. She's so poot there.
So she got mad because they had fat-free options.
And not that these are connected, but she did have a pixie cut when this happened.
Okay, well, it makes it. Imagine being the person that's working the day shift at this yogurt shop, who's getting paid $12 an hour, right? Does not have health insurance. Hates their job, is trying to escape, right? And then Demi Lovato walks in, and you go, oh my God, Demi Lovato's here. Wow. And then Demi Lovato has a meltdown because you are serving fat-free chocolate, and you don't even understand what's happening. She storms out, and then you make the news.
Well, also, it's like, what are diabetics supposed to eat? Like, they have to eat the sugar-free one.
Yeah. That's crazy. There's so many fat-free options.
I thought she had diabetes. No, that's Nick Jonas.
That's Nick Jonas.
Yeah.
Her ex.
It happens in every pop star. No, she's Joe Jonas. Selena Gomez is Nick Jonas.
Right.
In every pop star's life, there's a pixie cut era.
It can ruin careers. It has ruined careers.
And if you can survive the pixie cut era.
It's always a dark spot on their career, though.
But if you can survive it, you're unstoppable.
No one's ever been on top with a pixie cut since the 80s.
Lady Gaga? Did she ever have
Show
a
me
pixie
that.
cut?
Show me that.
Search Lady Gaga. Maybe it was
Lady
a wig.
I feel like there's a wig. She doesn't. I don't even know what her hair looks like.
But every it girl, a pixie cut.
Lady Gaga is one of the most beautiful and also the ugliest people I've ever seen at the same time. It's actually really crazy. But maybe that's why she's so attractive, because I do believe that
there's something about being interesting.
about being ugly and also hot, which is so attractive, because being just hot.
Adam Driver.
Yeah. Being just hot is not really
enough.
interesting. But being
By
really
the way,
hot.
anyone can be hot these days.
Anyone can be hot these days. But being hot and also in the same night being so gross is really interesting. And I think that's what, as a person, you should strive for when you think, what do I want to look like? You want to look like the most handsome person there, but also the grossest pedophile-looking creep at the same time.
Pedophile.
Okay? Look, because tell me that picture doesn't look like a pedophile. Let me tell you. All right? If you see that guy in a Target parking lot at night, tell me you're not running away.
Fans
Tell me you're not running away. That man is he's so ugly in that picture, it's almost mythical. Okay? He almost looks like a creature from Narnia. That's how ugly. He looks like he could morph into a horse at any second. Okay?
That's really scary.
I was thinking we're going to have to cut this, but that is so funny.
We have to keep that.
Hot neighbor update.
Hot neighbor update. Okay. I don't really have much, but I will say we really got to get curtains. It's getting bad. It's getting really bad. Sometimes, I'm a guy in an apartment. I think most people walk around somewhat naked sometimes.
What? But you have roommates.
I'm not when he's around.
But he could come back at any moment.
I mean,
Have you made eye contact with him?
Not fully naked. I don't walk around fully naked, but I walk around just in my underwear, which isn't naked.
Okay.
But it does feel weird. And weird thing is, I could be wearing a bathing suit that's the same length, and I'll still feel more covered up than when I'm wearing
Totally,
just underwear.
1,000,000%.
What is that?
But why are you wearing a bathing suit in New York City?
I'm not wearing a bathing suit.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I see what
you
you're
understand what I'm
saying.
saying? I'm saying that when I'm wearing my
Hypothetically.
Calvin Kleins, okay, and I'm walking
Right.
around, I feel more naked than if I was wearing a bathing suit that was the same length as those Calvin Kleins.
Of course.
I think it's a mental thing. I think it might be society.
I also think it's like the swimsuit's like thicker material.
That too. And less contorting or whatever, compression-y. Anyway, I'm like having to like look out my window to make sure she's not in a room, because sometimes I see her on her bed like reading and with her windows open.
Oh, she reads.
So one time I had a buddy over to like make some videos, and I just go, hey, if you're gonna sit on the couch, like don't look out the window toward her window, because sometimes she's in there and I don't want you. And then like 2 minutes later he's like looking, he goes, oh boy, I just made direct eye contact with her. So we need to get curtains, really. I have no updates, although I have heard rumors from my other roommate that a man has been showing up. But I don't think it's a boyfriend, because he goes, I think it's her boyfriend. I don't think it's a boyfriend, because a boyfriend, first of all, she's fully disabled. I mean, her legs all fucked up.
I feel like her boyfriend would be around a lot more.
If I were a boyfriend, I would be feeding her soup.
Yeah, maybe she has a boyfriend who hates her.
Yeah.
Aw.
Maybe he was the one who fucked up her leg.
Oh, that's really sad.
Yeah. But if I were a boyfriend, I'd be.
Well, why is she
feeding her
eating
soup.
soup?
I just feel like soup is something you eat when you're injured or like when you're sick.
She's not sick though.
Well, her body needs to heal.
Is it because you want her to eat less calories since she can't work out?
Well, she ain't working out. Yeah.
Okay, so that's hot neighbor update.
Yeah.
My song is out by the time this comes out, so please listen to it.
Yeah, what's your song called again?
It's called Lovesick.
It's called Lovesick. And you guys should stream that song, but also you should stream Caroline's other song called Such a Bitch as well.
Thanks.
song rocks.
Stream both songs, honestly.
Stream both songs, and then I also have tour tickets for my one-woman
Yeah.
show. I'm coming to a city near you.
She's going around the country.
And Chris has a show at the Gutter in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I have a show on May 2nd at the Gutter. Friday, May 2nd at the Gutter. Get tickets because it's going to be fun. Follow us on social media. We make funny videos.
Yeah, follow us on social media.
I mean, if you're listening
to this,
and
you
don't follow
better
us on social
fucking
media,
follow me.
What's wrong with you?
You're a hater
You
then.
stalker.
You're a hater. You're a creep.
You're a fucking stalker.
Stop being so obsessed with me, you freak.
You're free.
I'm going to have to get a
I'm
restraining
going to
order.
report you. All right. Well,
Freak.
thanks for listening. No thanks for good. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.